extreme. This is informal and make it up just to kind of share this picture. Let's see. What's your name?
Kathleen York.
Kathleen York. My mom's name was Kathleen. Kathleen Jones from back in the day. All right. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to show you a quick walk-in repair. This is Kathleen York from not York Street, but the other street in Honey Falls.
Exactly.
Do you feel bad that you didn't buy a house on York Street?
A little bit.
so Kathleen York from Maplewood Street. Gotcha. So she brought in a iPhone SE that is sudden death, and of course iPhone SE is my favorite phone. It's far better than the worst phone in the world is the iPhone 10, which is the one that I had to get, and it totally sucks. Oh my god, this is the worst one ever. Takes great pictures other than that piece of crap. So she came in with an iPhone SE, and so this phone was working fine yesterday. Yes? And then what?
Thursday, yep.
Okay, Thursday, and then
I plugged it in to my car to charge up, and
did you hear that? Plugged it into the car charger. That's one of the things, like if you're a physician where you hear somebody talk about their headache or whatever, and then if they say these like key phrases, and you're like, that's what it is. Yeah.
And when I picked it up, it was super hot and has had no power since.
Would you say, now that you've said that again, now that we know what's going on with this phone, could you identify if, was it hot overall or at the top of the phone or at the bottom of the phone?
I don't.
Okay.
Yeah, it was hot.
Okay,
Yeah.
so it was really hot.
Very hot to the touch.
All right, so hot phone means short circuit. So from that history, you would probably expect, like I did, that this is going to be some sort of TriStar damage, maybe also Tigris damage, and short circuit, it's maybe going to be a 3VO TriStar or 5-volt USB rail. So we hooked it up to the DC power supply, and I was surprised that it had a full short on main. So we measured that, it definitely had a full short on main, and let's click this away so that you guys can see this board. We'll take a quick tour around it. Let me take it back out of this housing because we have to put that shield back on. And here we go. So yeah, so I watched Dunkirk, which had some submarines in it, and I think that the submarine was the most dangerous place to be in World War II. I could like totally be like one of these World War II like buffs. I just got back from Omaha Beach. You saw the rocks up the front from Omaha Beach, but I don't know that much about it. Still, it was super profound though. So I just got back from the 10 days in France. Merci beaucoup. And it was awesome. So if we look at this board, it's not water damaged. And we can look around, and of course you're looking for some kind of a component to look burned with a full short on your main power rail. Now if this was an iPhone 6, it wouldn't take us more than 9 seconds to find the cause of a sudden onset vccmain short, and it would be C5202RF, or it would be one of the backlight caps. But on this one, on the SE, I think I have 2 streams on this channel with SE main shorts. One was a tiny little main cap that you could see that was around the power management chip, and you could see some discoloration. So on the other one that I did, it was one of these guys, or one of these guys, somewhere around here, and it had very, very minor discoloration. Then we saw another one that trolled us for a little bit, but eventually we found it. And on the other SE, it was this cap over here, part of the audio IC circuit. On this one, it was neither. So what I did, when you don't know where a short circuit is, solder a wire. So of course I chose to solder the wire here because I had these 2 great big caps. One was C5202RF and his buddy. So I soldered a wire there, and like a lot of the time we saw that the only thing that was getting hot was the wire itself. So I got a bigger wire, and even with my great big wire, the wire was getting hot before anything else. Now on a short circuit where we still have we're still seeing like 1.8 volts with 3 amps, that should create enough watts to create some heat that we can see on the board that's not just the wire heating up. So we played around with it for a while, and when you don't, you know something's gonna get hot and you can't find it, what do? You take that one chance that maybe you soldered your wire to the bad cap. So we moved the wire. So in moving the wire, that made it clear that it was C5202RF was the cause of the short, which I've never seen that in an iPhone SE, hence the stream. I've never seen a C5202RF short on vccmain in an SE. No water damage. This clearly has a articulated history of charger damage, sudden onset of C5202RF in the iPhone SE becoming a wire. So what's up with that? So that to me was really interesting because it links together two problems. One is charger insult linked together with C5202 main short, which we've always thought in the iPhone 6 was due to water damage. Why? Because when you see it short all the time, it's almost always associated with water. Even really, really minor water, like a drop of water going through the ear speaker that goes right to where C5202 is. It's almost always green, but not 100% of the time. In fact, just yesterday, I had an iPhone 6 with the C5202 RF short that was not water damaged as far as I could tell, but that was still short. So this is really interesting to me because it links together these two really different problems of water damage, which this one is not water damaged, and charger damage, where charger damage normally bothers Tigris and TriStar and not main cap. In fact, it's hard to even imagine how that's possible. So I wanted to share with you guys. So here is the result that we have taken off our C5202, and we can show you guys. Let's get rid of this. We can get rid of this, and I also have lost my little chat window here. Let's see what's going on. That we don't have a short anymore. vccmain shorts are BAE. What does that mean? What's up with that, Chris Long? Chris Long is working every day. Hey, somebody gave us €5. Unlike Lewis, I can tell the difference between a euro and a pound. Pretty sure that that's €5. So thank you to M's Phone Repair. Alrighty. Can I be cheeky and ask for directions? Success, error 14 on update. New TriStar charge board is undamaged. Yeah, well then you should try to restore. I mean, that's not a signature problem that has an answer. So here we have a ground, and then our diode mode reading is 0.338, which is what we would expect for vccmain on iPhone SE. And what I'm gonna do is, since this is a phone with really nothing else wrong with it, I'm gonna just transfer over some of these caps. You guys know that normally I don't bother with this, and these are large in size, but they are tiny in capacitance. These are just 4.7 microfarad caps. But it concerns me that this cap kind of suddenly went bad. So I am gonna take the time to move it over here. Bad caps. Can I use diode mode to test a cap? No, you cannot. You can use diode mode to test a line. There really is no intelligent way of testing a single cap without taking it off the board, which is why we do stuff like use freeze spray and all sorts of shenanigans to try to use other little tips and tricks like heat. And this one I'm less in love with than the first. Chris Long says error 14 is usually NAND related. Yeah, so in the bin of things that we like to draw a big circle around and say that's the NAND, error 14 is certainly one of them. I had that same fault yesterday, and on those there's my opinion is that a phone, like a patient, has to tell you where it hurts. It has to be able to tell you where it hurts. So it has to give you a clue. It has to give you some sort of sign of physical damage, some sort of a test, kind of a finding on some kind of a measurement. And if it can't do that, then there are so many repairable phones that are out there that you might as well be working on one of them. Now let's just kind of tidy these up a little bit. All right, how did you realize the cap was bad? I just told you, bro. Rewind. I bet Kathleen could tell you how we knew the cap was bad.
We checked everything else out, and
yeah, that's right. We checked everything else out, and we were not able to find anything. So then we used process of elimination. Pretty sure these guys can go together. So there you go, Aerotech +2. When the walk-in customer can articulate how we solved it, time to study up. Sounds like you need to come to iPad Rehab training. All right. Can you upgrade my iPhone SE storage? Can I? Let's see, can I? I don't think so. Maybe the answer is technically yes. Will I? Absolutely not. All right, so now we are going to stick this thing back together. I don't have my hand cam is not working today. So when I get asked a lot on how do I put the shields back on. So we'll show you guys that today. I put the shields back on by hand with an iron. They really have to be like super duper perfect. Perfectly lined up. What up, Christine? Alrighty. There we go. Christine, we found a C5202 RF short on an iPhone SE. Isn't that amazing? SE? Yeah, see? Even Christine is like SE. There you go. All right, so how far is the drive to Ohio?
5 hours.
5 hours. That would really suck. How long have you been doing that?
Couple years.
Couple of years? And you're dedicated. My roommate, Cindy Collins, in grad school, married a guy, and they were both in San Diego. And then she got like an amazing job for the FDA, and he got like some amazing, professor job. And they like moved across the country, which I just couldn't believe. I just can't imagine that. It would just be so, really, really, really hard. But she was happy to do it, and it was temporary, and just part of their story, I think. All right. So now we're going to reassemble this with the other shield. All right, and let's see. We can read this. I wish you came to England and did some training. I was just in France. I was standing at the ocean, or not, I guess it's the ocean, the English Channel. I was waving to you. Did you see me? Just standing there. It was really funny. One of the things the kids were playing on the beach, which was really fun. And I'm just sitting there reading some Kindle book and watching the tide go out. And then I checked my email, and some guy writes, "I'm writing to you from far away France." It's not that far. Really? Where? I really want to come to the class, but it's just too far. And then I ended up writing back to him that day. I woke up this morning in France. I'm going to bed tonight in Honey I Falls. Not that far.
We need to get somebody from France to sponsor a class.
Yeah, we've had some folks that have done that. One guy from the Barbados, which sounded like really fun. Yeah, every now and then there'll be like a group that wants to train. The main drag of the distance course Courses is the is just the how the equipment that this, you know, all of this for, man, that's I don't want to check that. I don't want to try to shove any of that microscopes and carry on. That would be hard. I'm not really sure. Roy says, hi, Jessa. Thanks for the light bulb going off in my head, Chris Long. Let's see, what did Chris Long say? Yeah. Chris Long gave this guy the amazing advice. Instead of upgrading your storage, why don't you sell that phone and buy one with more storage? That is pretty good. All right, so I talked to the ladies at the bank. I met the ladies that work at M&T Bank today. We were talking about how does iPad Rehab do any kind of like classes for locals on things like how do you get your damn pictures off your phone, which we don't, you know. But I kind of think that would be a good idea. What do you think?
I think there's definitely really market value there.
Yeah, you know. I mean, everybody's in the same boat, which is it's the end of school. You've got all of these school pictures on there. If your phone were to, you know, take a swim, you know, it's just nobody wants to spend a whole day figuring that out. Nobody wants to keep upgrading iCloud. Oh, Jason's troubleshooting a MacBook. Oh, so Chris Long, sounds like you need to stream. Your people are getting restless. Chris Long, sounds like you need to go to iPad Rehab forum and answer some questions. Chris Long just had his first kid. Let's see. All right, clicking that in. I'm going to make this phone great again. M's phone repair. It was me writing to you. Ah! That's really funny. Location was Belgium, not France. That is very, very funny. Yes, well, there you go. Well, I was on a beach, and it was awesome. And we found a live mudflat crab that was molting, which was super cool. I was really impressed with how far the tide would go out. All right, I'll put all these screws in here, but let's just see. I want to see it. I probably should have done this first. Make sure that this phone can charge, because our guess is that it suffered a charging insult. So it's going to stink if it can't charge, and we have to take it apart again. All right, let's see if it can charge. So I'm trying to boot it off of its native battery, which is going to be very, very depleted because it has been living with a short circuit. Oh, and it's not connected. That's another way. That's another way that makes charging not that great. All right, let's try plugging it in. Yay! All right, so this is telling me that here's our USB ammeter, that it is charging. So this is consuming normal charging current. Yay! So we didn't make a major faux pas with this phone. So, all right, this phone's going to boot back up. We're going to put the screws back in it to finish it up. But there you go. vccmain short is solved. Phone is charging. And everything is cool. And you guys can now know to look on your iPhone SE sudden death after charger damage. Sudden death after charger damage with a vccmain short, to go on a hunt and check out C5202RF, just like you would in the iPhone 6. I'm going to check to see if I missed anything over here. When things get bad, I bring out the best tool I have in my kit, my trusty hammer. All right, so I can learn. I will send 3 people to iPad Rehab for school. Fantastic. You do realize that there's no training in the Caribbean. Well, we just had a guy here from Barbados, and we've had guys from Jamaica, and we've had a couple of guys, a guy here from Dominican Republic, So yeah, trading in Caribbean is right here in New York. Alrighty, I will see you guys next time.